to my channel. I'm Athena. This is my channel, Stitching Goddess Design, to talk about cross stitch and Harry Potter. We got some new stuffs hung up. Since I was last here, apologies for being gone for extended amount of time yet again. But hey, it wasn't like 9 months. It was only 3.5 weeks. I truly want to be here every other week. I truly do want to be here every other week. It is just, I don't know. I guess it's I don't know if it's a mental load. I don't know. It is a physical load too, because anybody who does Flosstube, you guys, if you know, you know. It's not just, let's just sit down and push record and let me show you what I'm working on. There's a lot of thought that has to go into, okay, let me gather up all of the things that I want to talk about. Let's see, do I want to talk about this? Do I want to talk about that? Okay, let me get everything organized. Let me make sure I have everything in front of me. Oh wait, let me go find this. Let me go find that. And inevitably you sit down, you push record, and then you're like, oh, I forgot something. So, rambles. I'm going to try not to ramble so much so I don't have to edit all the editing in this video. Okay. I have lots to discuss. I have been stitching. I have lots of shirt plans for the business. I have a fundraiser to discuss. A couple of fundraisers, actually. I have knitting. I'm looking at my pile of things down here to show you guys. Yeah, I don't know. Let's jump into it. Oh, and I have Harry Potter stuff too, because this is a channel about cross stitch and Harry Potter. And I do feel like these last 2 episodes there was nothing Harry Potter discussed. So we'll get into some Harry Potter stuff later on too. So my introduction can remain authentic. Okay, let me stop saying 500 times. Let's talk about cross stitch, you guys. Okay, now that I've grabbed all the things off the floor, I didn't think you wanted to see the top of my head as I tried to lean forward and grab all the things. Let's stop saying that. I worked on Pumpkin Pot from Hobby House Press. This was started, I don't know when. I don't have those. I don't even know why I tried to say when it was started. I don't know. I don't have those stats in front of me, so. But it is finished. Hee. Let's see. Let's just see if I could do this here. Use the pattern as my stabilizer here. Okay. She's done. She's done. I did not 100% use the called for colors. Some substitutions were made. Some eliminations were made. But overall, absolutely love it. If I was gonna, no, I think I like it. I like that the cauldron is grayer and the cats are, because I was on the fence about making if I was going to do the cauldron completely black like the cats, or use that lighter, I think it was coal. Let me look here. Yeah, it was Weeks Dye Works coal on that. And then, oh here, let me do this. I bet you I can hold it up on this project bag and it's gonna like maybe stick to it and you guys can see it better as I talk about it. Okay, boom. I don't know why people have these boards that the things like stick to and they can hold them up and it looks great. Just talking gets me out of breath. This is ridiculous. Okay, so yes, that's coal. And I feel like there was like 3 oranges called for and possibly 3 greens. There's a dried thyme. There's a shutter green. Maybe there was just 2 greens called for. And this caper. Is caper green too? Caper might be green as well. I think there was 3 oranges and 3 greens called for. But I, oh my goodness, chose to go with just a dark green and a light green. So the dark green for the vines around the pumpkins, the lighter green for the stems and the leaves. The oranges, again, I used what was called for as the dark and the light in the pumpkin. The dark orange and the light orange in the pumpkins. And then I just used that throughout. Because I think there were supposed to be different oranges for the word Halloween. But I like the way it came out. And happy to have a finish. And yeah, I continued working on that until it was completely done. It was easier to continue working on what was here, what was out, what was accessible. It didn't take thought process of like reorienting myself, like getting all the floss together, all the supplies together, figuring out where I was in the pattern. It was just easier mentally to just leave it here, leave all of the supplies around me. So then when I sat down, I could just not think about it and start stitching. So I have a feeling for a minute here, I might be spending a dedicated amount of time on projects rather than I'm going to stitch on, 2 or 3 projects a week, or even 5 or 6 projects a week. I'm feeling like it's easier on me mentally to just keep working on them one. Does that mean that I'm going to be monogamous? No. Am I going to stitch on something until it's completed and then pick up something else? No. Because if you're not new here, if you are new here, I have some really large projects. I would say the majority of my projects are large. Large to BAP to huge-mongous. I'm going to say huge-mongous is huger than a BAP. And we're talking death by cross stitch. Can you imagine? I would never know. However, I will say that death is one that's in the 10 that I pulled over a month ago to work on. But so it's in the mix. It's supposed to be the 10 that I'm paying attention to first. Am I going to work on that to completion? No. No. I will probably work on it for a good week, 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks. Who knows? It's probably going to get some really good dedicated time until I get to a point where I'm like, yeah, I'm sick of this. I can't work on this anymore. I need something else. So long story long, I feel like I'm not going to be goal oriented with my stitching. I did try counting stitches when I first started back up again. For the first couple of days I was like counting, and then that became an extra step in the process, and I need as few steps as possible, if that makes sense. Like, everything just needs to be easy. If it's not easy, if it's even slightly complicated, I'm not doing it. So I guess this is just a whole shift in my stitching game, journey, my stitching journey. Every journey, no journey is linear. Every journey takes twists and turns and backtracks and all the things, ups, downs, and heck, we even pulled over on the side of the road for 9 months and took a long break before we got back on the road again. And now that we're back on the road, the journey looks completely different. Maybe I got a different car. feels like I'm driving a different car for sure. So anyways, not goal oriented, not setting myself up for, 500 stitches a week on this, 700 a week on that, 900 a month on this, like whatever the goals. And I know I had crazy goals in the past. I know. Insane. But that's not the vibe currently. So work on it until I don't want to work on it anymore, and then I will pick up the next thing. That is what's happening. We're going with the flow here. So in that vein, I did finish that one, and then I picked up this one. So what I did is I went through the other 9 that were left in the original 10 that were pulled, and I did kind of look for which one is maybe going to be the easiest one to finish, which one is maybe the least amount of stitches left, the closest to a finish, whatever. Because getting a finish, because I talked about this before, being a product stitcher, getting a finish was definitely a dopamine rush. So I was like, oh, let's do that again. Let's do that again. So I went through those 9. I felt like this could be achievable. I had a bit done here. Some of the pumpkin in. Yeah, I mean, I had a bit done in here. Nothing done over here. Like, not a whole lot of nothings done there. And I gotta finish. I gotta finish. Let's see. Can you? Yeah, but then you're showing the picture. So then, please. I can do this, I promise. There we go. This is the magnetic frame I was talking about. Ooh, it has a W on the back. Where's my back? It has a W up there on the back. Even the W isn't helping me to know where I got this, who makes it, all the things. But you can see those are magnets. The two snap, they come apart. I'm not going to do it now because it's holding it in there. They come apart. Oh, I dropped my piece of paper. Hold, please. Okay. There's 2 layers. They snap apart. Come apart. You put your piece of paper in there, snap them together, and voila. Not only is it a frame, it also works if you have a Lowry stand. So put it in here. I was able to put that in my Lowry stand and work on it. Easy peasy. I have very greasy hands, toxic hands. I rust my needles, I tarnish my needles, whatever. And holding the paper was not good. No bueno. So this, I love this. If ever I do a Mill Hill again, I don't know that I will, but I can say I have done one. I would definitely have to get another frame. This one is going to stay in the frame it's in and be hung up on the wall, and it's boom, pow, done. But I would definitely get another frame if I was ever going to do another one. I didn't enjoy working on the paper. I didn't like that the needle would fall out of the hole. There's no, I mean, maybe I could have been using a bigger needle, but it's just the needles I have. I just stick with the same size all the time. So yeah, the holes are larger, and the holes are pretty big. You can see. So as you're feeding the needle through back and forth, and it will fall out if you don't have it from the other side. I do 2-hand stitch, but like if you're flipping it over to secure it, it kept falling out. I didn't like that I didn't have an easy time anchoring my thread in the back or ending a thread, I should say, because it's paper. There's no give. So when you try to slide your needle under your stitches, the fabric would normally let you have some give there. The paper does not. Then if you know, you know, I'm a violent stitcher, so my stitches are tight, and normally with fabric I can get it done, but I was having to consciously remind myself to go calm down. The other part of making your stitches too tight on this is that you run the potential of having really skinny stitches and not filling in well. Of course on camera it looks completely fine. Why would it not? But in person, I feel like maybe you can see it better too if I don't do that. But there's definitely gaps from pulling the threads too tight, not leaving enough thread there to make it fluffier, I guess. This is a really long-winded story about review on how I felt stitching on a mill hill. But this is my first ever, possibly only mill hill. I'm not going to say I enjoyed it, but it is very pretty. I'm glad to have done it. And I don't know, I feel like some people hate beading. If it's not a whole lot, I don't mind it. I actually kind of looked forward to it and was excited to get to the beading part, so much so that I forgot about the back stitching part. Until I was done with the beading part, and then I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have to go back and backstitch in and around those beads a little bit. But it wasn't terrible. I was able to do it. So, what else do I have to say about this? Let's see if I can get you close enough so that you can see. Oh yeah, there we go. If we go sideways, you can see the beads. There are, you know, copper colored beads, orange colored beads. There are a lot of black beads that you are just, maybe if you go that way, you're not really getting the black beads, but the whole house is lined in black beads. There's black in the cat, there's black in the ghost. And then this is a, I don't know if that's a Jabco. I have the pen right here. No. Duh, that makes sense. It's a Mill Hill button. I didn't know they made their own buttons. It's a Mill Hill button for a black cat right there. And yeah, I like it. It's a lantern. In case you didn't get there, it's a lantern. So you've got the little string up there, hook, hang, a little decoration thingies coming off of it. So there she is. That was a long story about that. That was a lot of words to tell you. I gotta finish. And I gotta finish. And I have 2 finishes. And what's next? What are you gonna do now? I literally just finished this last night. Well, technically I finished this maybe 30 minutes ago, right before I pushed record, because I was getting everything gathered up and ready, and realized I hadn't put the cat on there. So added him on real quick before I pushed record. But the overall finish was last night / this morning around 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe. So next, again, with the intent of going through there and thinking, what's maybe the easiest to get done here? What might be the closest? Sorry, pardon me. There's not an overall picture of this one, so that's as good as you're gonna get. Kind of shows all of it. There's a square border that goes around the whole thing, but October 31st is for tourists. I live it all year. So kind of doing, well, 100% I'm doing this in the reverse because I'm not doing that on black fabric. So I have a lighter colored fabric, And I am stitching it in black, whereas, yeah, that picture calls for it to be stitched in white. So, yeah, little teeny tiny scissors. It's a good magnet. But that's as far as I am. So, you can see, we've got the word tourists and 3 bats. So, tourists and 3 bats. So, all this up here, and then she's done. So, I probably will have a finish on this before I come back to you guys again. This is 70 by 80. It's not big. So, I can see that being finished before I come back to you guys next time. I didn't go so far as to decide what was after this. The decision planning went as far as, what are you working on next? That's it. So, there's the before. We'll see the after when I return. Hopefully in 2 weeks. That's all I got for stitching. So, let's go to Harry Potter. I mean, this is a channel about cross stitch and Harry Potter. And then we still have way more stuff after that too. So, let's do Harry Potter next. Okay, for this Harry Potter section, I'm going to go on a little field trip. I'm going to insert some videos here. Me talking over. I have acquired a lot of Harry Potter stuff since last we met. Back last year. Not talking 3 weeks, 3 weeks ago. I'm talking about since last year. But it's all downstairs. And the thought of bringing it all upstairs to show you guys and then bringing it all back downstairs was insane. Entirely too much work. So then I was like, just videotape it down here. And there you go. So I'll be inserting some videos. I have completed the Fisher-Price Little People's collection from the Harry Potter series. It's 6 o'clock. I have it. It's not a grandfather clock. Squirrel. It's not an actual grandfather clock. It is a digital clock. But it does chime on the hour so that I know time is passing. Time blindness has become a real thing. So, okay, back to Harry Potter. I completed that series, the Harry Potter series from Fisher-Price. I loved the packaging. I loved the little people, all the things. I am definitely not one that's going to keep something, inbox, collector's edition, pristine, never been touched. I feel like collectors possibly do that with the intent of monetary value. Like if you're keeping it in box, mint condition, I feel like the end goal is that you're going to sell it, right? You want the monetary value associated that it will maybe appreciate into the future of being in mint condition, in box, all the things. That is not my goal. I have zero desire to maintain pristine collectible things and then sell them at some point in the future. I buy the things I buy because I want to enjoy them. I want to open them and play with them or whatever. I want to enjoy them. So I don't keep everything in package. As you will see in this video. But I did open them with the intent of just keeping the little people, I think, originally. But then the packaging is so good. Like, Fisher-Price is ever going to see this video in the history of never. But kudos to Fisher-Price because the details on the packaging, I mean, the back, the front, the inside, the sides, the top, the bottom, like the entire box has little Easter eggs and little details. It's really good. I didn't want the plastic covering the whole thing. I wanted to be able to see them in there. So, and they're like, I needed to plasticize it. That's a word. So I did open them all up, and then kind of Frankenstein the boxes into a way that I wanted them to be so that I could display them. And yeah, that was a lot of talking and lead into tell you that I'm going to probably talk about it. I know I did in the video that I'm going to show you now. So here's all 7 of those. I'll insert that video now. Okay, so we have the Fisher-Price Little People's collection. This is the first year. You've got Dumbledore, Ron, Hermione, Harry. I love the packaging so much that I decided I wanted to open them, but I also wanted to keep the packaging. So this is originally on the bottom. Cut it off, taped it up there so that you could see the Alohomora. The side usually has some good stuff. The bottom may have some good stuff. The whole packaging is just really good, so I wanted to keep that. So here's your 2 Serpensortia, the Basilisk, Ginny, Tom, Harry. I love the backdrops that they did for these. We've got Prisoner of Azkaban, Expecto Patronum. He's got all his bald. I love him so much. But yeah, I think this set would have been really, really over the top cool. I understand the importance of having Harry there, but it would have been really cool to have, even though James wasn't in it, to have the 4 Marauders. But yep, there's Harry. Sirius has a paw mark on his hand. He's got his tattoo on his chest. Like, the detail is really good on these. So yeah, and we've got year 4 and Priori Incantatum, and we've got Sharkhead. Yeah, wow. Why Victor Crumb? Good Lord, my brain. He's holding the cup. What is on his wand? I never noticed that before. He's got the egg. She's got some gillyweed. So yeah, there's a backdrop to that one. The Evil Pink Lady and Reducto. Yeah, we got the Prophecy up there. Mad-Eye Moody. I love their wands. Their little chunky wands are so hilarious to me. She's got her feather quill and a teacup, and this one is the only Patronus one, which I don't know. I get the importance of it there, but also could have worked there. I don't know. Wait, skip that one. And we've got the Deathly Hallows. No, not the Deathly Hallows. The Half-Blood Prince. My brain. Sectum Sempra. We've got the Phoenix in the background. Snape, Dumbledore. Draco's got his dark mark on. Yeah. And the final year, Deathly Hallows. So, I've got Hagrid down here, Neville, Lucius, Bellatrix. Oh my god, I love her so much. Yeah, and then this one is the one that's only one that's 2 levels like this. The spell on this one is Priori Totem Locomotor, which activates the gargoyles to protect the castle. Up here, we've got the 2 battling it out. So I've got them up there with their battle, all the other players down there. So now I'm fully out of breath trying to show you guys these. Here's the entire collection of those Little People, the Little People series from Fisher-Price. So I really love them. They're all well done, packaging well done. The detail on the characters is well done. It's
fun little thing to have in my collection.
Okay. Next, I've got the some Legos. So I've done a lot of Lego building since last year. I can't 100% tell you which ones I actually built since last year, and what were older. I don't know. I was talking about this the other day. I think time since 2020 has been skewed. It's not linear. I don't know how it's happening, but it is not linear. I'm thinking about things that were like, I have proof. I have photographic proof. This happened 5 years ago. And I'm like, no freaking way. No, that was only maybe 2, 3. There's no way. That's 5. And then there's other things where I'm like, oh, that happened like 8 years ago. No, it was 2. It was 2 years ago. What? So, anyways, I don't know which of these Legos I built and which are older ones. However, here's a video showing you some of the builds that I have. This is definitely not all the Legos I have. There's a whole nother display with Legos that I didn't have in this video, but here's a good chunk of my Harry Potter Legos. Here.
Okay, I've done quite a few Lego builds since I last saw y'all, so I thought I would update, show you guys some new Lego builds. And yeah, I got the burrow. I really like this one. Really, really fun. It goes way up there. I've got Malfoy Manor. I don't know if I can turn this one without breaking it. Hold please. Okay. Catastrophe as I was trying to turn it, so but there's the back of Malfoy Manor. That was a really fun one as well. I've got Ministry of Magic back there. That's the lake task back there. I'm not sure. This is definitely part of the castle, but I don't remember exactly what the set was called. And then up here we have a lot more of Diagon Alley, Hogsmeade, Village, Town Shop places. And up there we've got part of the castle. Those are definitely older pieces, but I know some of these were newer builds. I just don't remember what. Probably the ice cream shop is the newest one I remember. There's a mini castle, the Shrieking Shack, and carriage, big Hagrid back there. Yeah, lots of Legos.
Okay, and last, but certainly not least, we've got the Miniverse. Oh, I feel like there's more to their names. Miniverse sets. I feel like they're just called Miniverse. MGA? My brain wants to say MGA. They come in little balls. They're blind, packaged, and there's usually a set, series, whatever have you. They don't just do Harry Potter. They do everything. A lot of the sets are resin based. So, they give you a little thing of resin, you set it with your UV light, or you put it out in the sun, whatever. They are a lot of fun. So, I know I showed you guys the potions. I completed, that was the first Harry Potter series that Miniverse did was the potions. So, I did all of those. I don't remember how many were in the set. Then I did the Honeydukes set, which I'm pretty sure I showed you guys all of that. However, I think since then I've now put it on like a display case thingy, and so I'll show you that in the video. And then I also did their the latest set that they've done. It was like Back to Hogwarts, I think is what they did, or maybe just Hogwarts, something of the sort. That whole set I did as well. So I have built them and put them on display since last seeing you. That set was really fun to do. Some of them were resin based, some of them were not resin based, so that was kind of different and new. Whereas I feel with both the potions and the candy honeydukes, it was all, every single set was, you're pouring resin into something, you're curing something, that's what you're doing. This new series, like I weaved words, a Slytherin scarf. And yes, it comes with a little tiny needle, and it comes with a loom, and you stretch, they give you like the it's the top and the bottom, like the tassel top and bottom, and then I think there was like 4 long strands, right? And then you get to weave it, and then weave it back, and then weave it this way, and then it's like a loom. Without an automatic shuttle, so you weave it through, pull it, go that way, and pull it. Okay. That one was kind of long and tedious. And because it was such a long and tedious thing, I did not get the Gryffindor one. I only got the Slytherin one. I'm Slytherin. Didn't feel the need to get the Gryffindor one. It's the same exact set. There was nothing different in there except it had a Gryffindor scarf instead of a Slytherin scarf. I didn't need it, so I did not do both of those. If you're wondering, they are blind sets, but there are cheat codes. There's little pinholes or different little marks, prints, something on the packaging that can tell you which one is which before you ever walk out of the store. It does mean you need to go to the store to buy them, because if you just order them, you don't know what they're sending you. But if you're somewhere where you can access these in store, then you can use a cheat code and you can get all the ones and then be done. So that was a long intro into all of the Miniverse things. Here's that video.
Okay, I have the flash on for this one so that you guys can see everything, because I don't have a light down here and it's really dark. But this is the whole Miniverse set from Back to Hogwarts. They did a whole series on Back to Hogwarts. The only one I'm missing is I only got the Slytherin scarf set. I did not get the Gryffindor scarf set. I didn't feel the need to do both of them, especially since I'm a Gryffindor, so. But I do have the added birthday cake that was separate from the series. So, yeah, got a mini monster book, some letters, wands, a little baby Norberta, Quidditch stuff, brooms, mandrakes, a little tea set with the Grim. Yeah, got these all made and then set up the display as such. Have them next to my Honeydukes display. And I'm not sure if I ever showed the full display here, but I've got a lot of the ingredients up there at the top. Then just all the different things displayed. Kind of kept all the pieces to this, so. I did not, however, keep the balls that they come in. Kind of just too big and bulky to keep those on display, so. But yeah, there's those 2 sets. I know I've shown the potion set before, and that's in a different part of the room anyway, so there's that.
Okay, we're done with Harry Potter. Let's talk some knitting. I did get some new, I feel like I've completed, oh yeah, here we go. I have completed, these are cotton, grab them at Michael's, little, there's a whole bunch left over. So I don't remember the brand, but yeah, just cotton. This one is from Forbidden Fiber. I think this is one of the ones I showed you on the last video. Definitely. They're squares. For anybody who's new, they're squares. But I have not blocked them. So they kind of they want to be funky. This is just a washcloth pattern. There's no way I'm using this as a washcloth. You know how much time I spent doing this? I'm not using it to scrub something. I'll ruin it. So the end goal is to just knit a bunch of washcloths and then knit them together, and then I'll have a blanket. But in the meantime, they kind of just want to naturally roll up this way. So that's kind of how I store them until I block them. That was from the January colorway. I have not received the February colorway yet. Should be on the way, but I have not received that yet. Okay, let me try that again. Because let me give you a spoiler alert. You should have gotten this a while ago. I did not just get this, but I did get the Winnie the Pooh mystery set. I don't know if it's mystery set. Got the Winnie the Pooh set, mini skein set from Forbidden Fiber Co. Here's a spoiler alert in case you ordered it and didn't get it yet for some reason. But here we go. So there is 6 skeins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have one already started. 6 skeins in this pack. There's those colors, plus the one I'm going to show you in a minute. Plus, you could have ordered this, pardon the bag. Oh my god, that's so loud. I'm so sorry. Oh. You could have ordered this with a bag or without a bag. I chose to do without a bag because I don't need more bags. Said no one ever, but that's what I'm saying. I promise you, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Stay put. We've got some little stitch markers, a bear and a bee, because if you know Winnie the Pooh, you know. There is another stitch marker, yes. Hold please, because I'm tangled. Did I seriously start? No, okay. Did not start one stitch. Just needles are tangled up. Okay, there is the one I have started. And I've got my little tree. It's, I was going to say the 100-acre wood, but the woods is the woods. The tree is Pooh's house, right? He lives inside the tree, right? Or is that just where Christopher Robin comes out? Wow, I'm being a bad fan. Fake fan right now. But as with everything in my brain, it's just gone. I do feel like he lives in a tree. I don't know if it's the tree though. I will say Winnie the Pooh was my obsession prior to Harry Potter. I feel like Harry Potter, yeah, I feel like my fandom obsession was Winnie the Pooh until it was Harry Potter, and it's been Harry Potter ever since. But I did my nursery in all Winnie the Pooh, stuff like that. So anyways, there's that 6th color, knitting up. I really like the variegation in the thread. I don't love stitching with a solid color because I think it's just more interesting as you're knitting to see the colors lay out and different colors come in and all the things. So yeah. So that's it on knitting, and I have 5 more of those colors. I didn't even finish the January ones before the Winnie the Pooh came in, and I was like, hey, I want to start the Winnie the Pooh. So January got put on hold until Winnie the Pooh got started. Okay, and now February is probably going to be here soon, and so I have lots of wool to play with. I do typically tend to do knitting if I'm sitting downstairs watching TV because I don't have all of this set up for cross stitch that I can take downstairs. Cross stitch in the way I have it set up and the way I prefer to do it is not travelable. Portable? Portable. It's not portable. Any other female stitchers out there entering menopause with me? Anybody else out there? I feel like it is exacerbated by the MS brain fog. I have the MS brain fog, plus I have no medical diagnosis saying that I'm in the perimenopause. I know that's a buzzword right now like crazy, but based off of the symptoms and all of the things, I would say I'm here. From what I have read to understand, there's no real good way of just like taking one test and being like, yep, you're in perimenopause, you're getting there. Because that could be normal, but then you go back 2 days later and it could then be not normal. But who's going to go in and get tested every single day to see if you're normal or not? And heck, I think even hourly, the hormone levels change. Ooh, it's so much fun. It's so much fun having so many hormones. Hey. Okay, we're done with that. That's done with knitting. Let's move on to shirts, because boy oh boy do I have a lot to discuss. I have so many exciting announcements coming up for the shop. Really took some time to sit down and organize my thoughts, so let's talk shirts. So I have, over the months, I've continued designing shirts. I've continued having ideas. People send me ideas. Thank you. If you have sent me ideas, thank you. I have lists on lists. I have, screenshot albums of just things I want, ideas of other shirts that I've seen that are not cross stitch related, but they could be tweaked to be cross stitch related. Like, I don't even know. I can't even think of one off the top of my head, but different sayings and different phrases that you see on shirts, and I'm like, oh, but it could say this instead of that, and then it would be a stitching shirt, and anyways, I have lots of ideas, plus I have lots made that haven't been released to the store yet, and it's kind of like, do I just flood you guys with everything new? That seems overwhelming. I don't know a good timeline way of releasing everything. So got a calendar, and I sat down and really tried to plan out with intention what I want to do to get stuff released here. So what I came up with was new release Fridays. So hopefully, I can't ever predict the future, so anything can change at any given time, but for the foreseeable future, my plan is to have new release Fridays. So every Friday, check out the website if you are so inclined to see what's new, what's happening. Last weekend I released, it's actually on Sunday because it was March 1st, but released the new decision fatigue options for this month, for the month of March. I'm going to be dropping in a ton of pictures here because I don't have any of these shirts in front of me. So the new decision fatigue options, 5 different designs, 5 different shirt colors. I should say 5, really 10, because each brand carries its own color palette and there's not really this way or that way. I know that a lot of you are very specific on which brand of shirt you want to purchase. So I felt, even in the decision fatigue section where I don't want to give you a lot of options because I want to pare down the amount of decisions you have to make to get a shirt, even there, I still needed to give you both brands because of that. Some people really prefer the Bella. Some people really prefer the Gildan. Some people really do not like the Gildan, so they get the Bella. Some people really do not like the Bella, so they get the Gildan. Whatever the reasons may be. So that's why 10 different shirt colors. But last month, the designs were all lovey-dovey themed for Valentine's Day. This month, just a selection of designs that I was just like, hey, these are a good 5 designs. This is a good selection here. The shirts are very spring colored, so you've got a nice spring palette of colors to choose from there. So yeah, if you're tired of making decisions, and my website is completely overwhelming because all of the customization options, head over to the decision fatigue section. You will see you can choose your brand, your shirt color, and what size. Tell me what size. The only shirts available are the soft style t-shirts. If you want different options, those designs are still available in the full options, all the things. In that same page, even, you can see, scroll down to the bottom, you can see, take you to the full listing where all customization options are available. So there's that. This Friday, yesterday, as long as I get this up today is Saturday. I didn't start off with that. Today is Saturday. Yesterday, I put up the part 1 in the Peaceful series that I started last year. Listen, I have good intentions. I really do, I promise. Had every intent of bringing in the second in that series. I think was supposed to have been released in June or July last year, and that is kind of when life imploded for me. I know life imploded for me in May. It was the end of May. So that did not happen. And then once part 2 got missed, I just didn't ever come back to bringing in 3 or 4, or even bringing back 2. All of that to be said, I'm sorry. I very, very much apologize for not being able to complete that series last year like I wanted to. I still want to get those shirts out and released to you guys. I really love the sentiment behind all 4 of those shirts. I felt that the easiest way to do that is to really just hit the reset button and start over again with part 1 again here in March. I know that if you already bought that last year, there's nothing changed. No changes have been made at all. Don't feel like you have to buy this again because I changed something. No. This is the same exact shirt. It's the same series as it was last year, going to be last year. I just needed to start again fresh. Part 1. Part 2, I think is June. It's with the seasons, so because the previous year I did the seasons, so I stuck with those same months. It's not exactly on the first day of the season, but it is in that month. So March, April, May, June, yes. July, August, September, yes. October, November, December, yes. So June, September, December. Count them on my fingers. Love it. That's when the rest of the series will be released. I didn't even put exact dates out there because I'm not even trying to cement myself in that much. They will come out in June, September, and December. Stay tuned. So, each part in the series is only going to be available for 48 hours. These are limited edition shirts. You can get the entire series, but you gotta stay on the ball. This first One is available now, like I said, this weekend. Went on sale yesterday. It's on sale through to March 8th, 6 p.m. Central Time. And like I said, the other ones will come later in the year, available for 48 hours as well. So, and it'll always be a weekend, like released on a Friday and available throughout the weekend. So hopefully sometime throughout the weekend you can stop in and grab it. I don't want to make it too restrictive, but I also don't want to just have it open forever. The highlight of next week, the 13th, is going to be the start of what I hope to be every single month, a charitable shirt. I don't know what to call this series here. But I would like to, I am hopeful to design a shirt every month, and it will be on sale for 48 hours, and it will highlight a different organization, a different fundraiser, a different charitable organization that needs attention. I'm a very small company, very small. So my contribution is going to be minuscule, but it's going to be a contribution nonetheless, because I'm not going to get into the world right now. I'm not doing it because I personally come to Flosstube for escape. I come to cross stitch for escape. I bury my head in the sand. I can't mentally do my life plus that. I can't. So, it's a very entitled position to take. It is very all of the things. I'm not going to sit here and try to justify myself, but also it is what I am trying to do for my own self. And I'm not going to discuss anything out there, but I'm going to say that I feel like I need to do something. I want to do something. I can't do anything. That's what I feel like. I feel like I can't do anything. Physically, mentally, financially, I can't. So, I don't have the ability to do anything about anything. So, with that being said, every month for 48 hours, I'm going to put this shirt on sale. I am hopeful. It's not a shirt. Every month is going to be a different shirt. Every month is going to be a different organization. I am hopeful that, I'm trying to not be emotional here, that you all will help me purchasing that shirt. And 25% of the sales is going to go to that organization to support that cause. That's a good word I'm looking for. Not a specific organization. It's going to go towards a cause. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. I am going to do my research before I even put a single penny towards any organization. I am going to make sure that the runners of this, the money going into that organization is going where it needs to go, and it's not, funding a billionaire somewhere. I like to, with that being said, I think that the most help can come to the smaller organizations, because they're not, I think those smaller organizations are on the ground doing the work, whatever it may be. And so putting money to smaller local community places, I think is going to help. Now, is it going to help in your community? No, because I'm going to donate it here in my community where I live. But it's going to help someone somewhere in this world, hopefully. Even if it's only $10. I don't know how well this is going to do. I don't know how well this is going to play out. I'm very hopeful that you guys will help me with this and all the things. Even if I sell one shirt and I get to donate $10 or however much it is, I'll be happy with that. Because then I feel like I'm doing something. That's all I can say. And I'm not sitting here doing nothing. Okay. I'm gonna try to do this. I'm like I keep pausing. I'm sorry because trying to do this without being a blubbering mess on TV here. On Flosstube TV, whatever. For the month of April, April is child abuse awareness, prevention. I don't remember the exact words, but we're highlighting child abuse and child abuse survivors. That is the month of April. There is a Go Blue Day in the month of April, I believe. Let me look at my calendar here. It's typically the first Friday, but I think because the first Friday is it's like the third. So I do believe that the overall overarching different organizations are using different days, but majority of them are using the 10th, April 10th, as a Go Blue Day. Wear blue in support of child abuse, prevention of child abuse. So I'm making a shirt that will be on sale. I do not have the design yet all the way finished, so I don't even have a picture to show you, but on the 13th, next Friday, I will have it done. I will have it made. It'll be on sale for 48 hours. It's not going to be cross-stitch related. So share with all of your people, anybody who stitches or doesn't stitch, in support of preventing child abuse. I definitely am choosing organizations that kind of touch on my personal life, because I feel like we all want to do something that has touched us personally. And I'm, without getting into details, definitely in the category of survivor of that kind of situation. I recently heard a quote about some people aren't raised, some people are forged. Trying not to cry. And when I tell you that resonated deep in my soul, ooh, buddy. Yeah. It got me in all my feels when I heard that. So that phrase is definitely going to be incorporated into the shirt. Back. Composure. We got this. All I could think about was like, keep the tears in, keep the tears in. I'm definitely not like Janet Jammer, where my nose turns red. I just straight on ugly cry, and it's disgusting. Nobody needs to see it. Okay. March 20th is the next Friday, and for that weekend, we were going to have another 48-hour sale of Gilmore Girls shirts. Stitch related. Stitch. Gilmore phrases transformed into Stitch phrases. There's crossover, blending of fandoms and Stitchy and all the things. I love trying to tweak popular phrases and then make it fit cross stitch. One of the favorite ones, I think one of the big ones throughout Gilmore, life is short, talk fast. Life is short, talk fast. Keep it going. So I changed that to life is short, stitch fast. So we've got that one. And then the other one we have is oi with the poodles already. That phrase is very popular among Gilmore fandom. I've changed that into oi with the stitching already, because can we stop talking about stitching, please? Can we stop? Because that's what that phrase, that oi with the poodles already. It's like talking about poodles. Stop it. So oi with the stitching. So we have that one, and I put a little poodle on there just in case you don't quite get the connection. I threw the poodle in there, clear everything up. So we have a Gilmore Girl weekend. Again, those shirts will be available exclusive for 48 hours. Later on in the year, we're gonna have another one. Two more shirts. So stay tuned for that. And then that leaves the 27th, and it's going to be 2 new releases. So the plan is to just release 2 new shirts-ish every weekend. I know this weekend is just the one. It's the Peaceful series. So, yeah. Walk MS. I did this last year in May. Don't know. Not 100% if I can do it this year. I don't know if I have the stamina to try and pull this off. However, I have registered. I am raising money to walk again. I don't know if the walking part is going to actually happen, but I may go and I may attempt to walk. And if here, I'm going to put it out there. The goal is to go and attempt to walk. If I can't complete the walk, my husband will have to go get the car and come and pick me up. That is the way it is right now. Okay, so last year is the first year I did this. And y'all shocked me beyond comprehension, because I raised enough money to make it into the Gold Fundraising Club. That's what this little card is for. I got this shirt. I was in the top 50 for Kansas City. I got to that position later, late enough, close enough to the walk that I didn't get the shirt until now. I literally just got this like a couple weeks ago. You guys, look at that. There's all the top fundraisers. I guess somewhere along the line I gave permission to have my whole name out there, but there I am. Athena, $630. Yo, blew me out of the water. Yeah, ranked number, what was I? 38. Thank you. And that's all thanks to you guys. This is not, I mean, thank you. That's you guys. So thank you for getting me in the top 50. And I am hopeful to do it again this year. So I have already registered, opened my campaign, all the things. Link is going to be down below. Plus, I'm going to be blasting it all over my socials. I have not yet. I wanted to announce it here. I'm going to be posting in my socials frequently, often, whenever. Raising money, every dollar helps us to hopefully find a cure, if not a cure, a pause. Let's pause it and halt it from progressing, all the things. When I was registering for this, I noticed a portion of the, like when you're setting it up and everything, it said that you could enter incentives for people to donate. So it made sense to me that this is my business. I can offer incentives from my business for y'all donating on their website. So donate on the MS website. I haven't done this before, so I don't know exactly how this is going to work, but I believe I should get a notification telling me that you've donated. I have decided what the incentives are going to be, and I hope that this inspires y'all to go donate and get some goodies because you donated. So $25 is going to get you a 15% off coupon to my store, one-time use. 15% off anything you order. Again, one-time use. $50 donation is going to get you access to a catalog of out-of-print designs. So you're going to get a password to enter a portion of the website that's got out-of-print designs, and you can pick whatever shirt you want on whatever design you want, and you can order as many as you want. I mean, you're not, you will also get the 15% off. This is going to be like a step ladder type situation. So at $50, you get the one before it. You see what I'm saying? You get everything below, as well as where you purchased. Okay, so you'll get 15% off, and you get access to a page full of out-of-print designs. These are designs that I maybe didn't enjoy making. They're a little bit more on the difficult side, so I don't want to open them up and have them available to purchase all the time because they're a pain in the butt to make. And you know, the more I progress with designing, I know what's easier to make and what's not. And so some of those older designs, they're out of print for a reason. But they're going to be available to you at a $50 donation. Not forever either. I don't know. I'm going to have to work out the time frame on how much time you have to use that. I have to think about that. I didn't think, like, you don't have unlimited access to those. You're going to have a time limit. At $75 donation, you're going to have access to my Harry Potter designs. That includes Harry Potter cross-stitch ones, non-cross-stitch ones, anything I have created, the Harry Potter shirts that I have designed and made, you're going to have access to that. The out-of-print level does not include anything Harry Potter related. So to get to this, at $75, you'll have access to the Harry Potter designs, the out-of-print designs, and a 15% off. At $100, you're going to get a free shirt. $21 value. So, cause that is the Bella Canvas basic shirt, $21. So a free shirt plus, you'll have access to the Harry Potter shirts, the out-of-print shirts, the 50% off. So you can order and have one of them be free. At $200, if anybody wants to donate that much. I did have one donation of $200 last time, so that's why I kind of went this high. But that's as high as I'm going because I'm not even expecting $100, but it's fine. At $200, I will design a free custom design for you. Any design you want. We'll get together, we'll talk, we'll discuss what you want. It's going to be your own design, and I will put it on a shirt for you, and you're going to get that for free. Plus you're going to get another free shirt, so that you're going to get 2 free shirts, one of your own custom design, any one you want. You'll have access to the Harry Potter shirts, access to the out-of-print shirts, and 50% off. So, let's raise some money for MS, y'all. Let's do it. Let's see how high on this top 50 I can get. Raising money for MS. That's all I got. Well over an hour. I've kept you here long enough. Gonna stitch and work on some shirts and watch some TV. That's my exciting plans. Okay, I'm rambling. Thank you all so much for being here, watching all the things. I hope you all have a very magical stitchy week. And for now, mischief managed. Bye.